Russian forces appear to have stepped up offensive in the east and south of Ukraine. Moscow's foreign minister claims there are considerable risks of the conflict escalating into a nuclear war. Meanwhile, UN Chief Antonio Guterres is set to hold talks with President Vladimir Putin. The U.S. Defense Secretary is meeting with America's NATO allies in Germany. Bo-kyoung has the full story.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine grinded into its third month on Sunday, yet there are no signs of it coming to an end. Though the situation seems dire, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told a gathering of military leaders in Germany on Tuesday that Ukraine clearly believes that it can win, and so does everyone else at the gathering.
Russia's invasion is baseless, reckless, and lawless. It is an affront to the rules-based international order. It is a challenge to free people everywhere. And as we see this morning, nations of goodwill from around the world stand united in our resolve to support Ukraine in its fight against Russia's imperial aggression.
According to Ukrainian officials on Tuesday, Russian forces have stepped up their offensive in both the south and east of the country, yet are facing stiff resistance, being pushed back in several locations. In the remaining Ukrainian stronghold, the Azovstal steel plant, where people are sheltering in the besieged port city of Mariupol, plumes of smoke show just how dire the situation is.
We've lost everything, absolutely everything, all we've worked for. We just don't know what to do and what to do to start again.
In Kherson, Russian troops took control of the city council building on Monday, according to the city's mayor, who said that armed men entered, took away the keys, and replaced the Ukrainian guards with their own. Regarding Russia's plans to stage a referendum on April 27th to ask its people to approve the independence of a new entity called the Kherson People's Republic, Zelensky said it is a sham and that Ukraine would win as Kherson residents are refusing to support Russia. Meanwhile, Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov told Russia's state television that the world should not underestimate the considerable risks of the conflict escalating into a nuclear war. The comments are supposedly aimed at America's top officials who visited Moscow via train on Sunday and pledged over $322 million worth of new military assistance to Ukraine. On the same day, Russia bombed 5 railway stations in central and western Ukraine, reportedly killing at least 5 people. To mediate, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is to hold talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday in Moscow. He would reportedly then travel to Kyiv to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky later this week. Regarding their meeting, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba reportedly said on Monday that the UN chief needs to focus primarily on one issue, the evacuation of Mariupol, saying that it's what the UN is capable of doing. Meanwhile, the UK announced that it is to cut tariffs on all goods from Ukraine to zero and remove all quotas in order to provide Ukraine much-needed economic support. Bo-kyoung, Arirang News.